I just want to I'm State Senator Amanda Chase. I represent Chesterfield, Colonial Heights, and Amelia. And I just want to make a note that this is my predecessor. I am the second state senator to serve the county of Amelia. And I, too, do not support the Equal Rights Amendment, which is no more affordable than they said that the Affordable Health Care Act was affordable. The Equal Rights Amendment is no more equal for women. And so I stand here in agreement with my mentor and my predecessor, the second female to serve Amelia County in the state of Virginia, the second. And do we have the ERA amendment to get us here? No, we didn't. We didn't need the ERA amendment. And so I wanted to make that note before I gave my remarks, and thank you for paving the way, being a trailblazer for the 11th. I just wanted to point out a case in point of the history that we already have in Virginia of strong, independent-minded, conservative women who have a strong voice and already represent women here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I want to recognize several of my colleagues who are female members in the House of Delegates. Delegate Byron, Kathy Byron. I also want to recognize my good friend behind me here, who's going to be introduced in a minute, Delegate Martha Ransone. What do you go by? Margaret Ransone. And you know, what an honor to be here. And Delegate Pogge is here as well. Yes, good to see you. Sorry, I just stepped out of the Senate Health and Ed meeting, so I'm getting up to speed here. Listen, here's the big concern. First of all, I want to affirm women because women matter. And so I have submitted and sponsored, chief patroned a bill called the Equal Rights Affirmation because we want to affirm women. So that has been submitted, and you can go online and check that out. What we do not support is the Equal Rights Amendment because it is not for women, and we need to spread that message that people have, good, well-intended people have believed. When you hear Equal Rights Amendment, you think this is a good legislation. This I can get behind. I have spent the entire last session pulling together judges, pulling together former legislators who have poured through and read through every last public hearing from the late 70s and the early 80s when this was first introduced. And let me tell you, there are states that have gone ahead and approved the Equal Rights Amendment because they thought, the first time you hear it, it sounds good. But when you read the fine print, we read it is not for women. Why is it not for women? Because they do not define the term sex. And until you say female, I don't believe that you mean what you mean. And so there is no definition of sex. And I asked the question yesterday in Privileges and Elections. How do you define sex in this document, and why is it not written in the article? And until you change that word to female, then I cannot support this legislation. And so I have therefore reintroduced a real adjustment, a real bill that would actually promote and affirm women. And I encourage all my colleagues to sign on to this bill, which is truly for women. It's concerning to me that the ERA treats women identically to men, not equally to men, lending to it the current fad of gender fluidity. And I think that's a real concern. I don't feel like the intent of the sponsors is to create gender fluidity. I think they really mean well with this bill, but the unintended consequences is that it will hurt victims of domestic violence who are terrified to go into public bathrooms. If this law passes, you will no longer be able to go into American Family and allow yourself the privacy of getting a shower and being in a protected, safe environment where you can take a shower after your workout. Your college students who are going to whatever Virginia College, Virginia Tech is my alma mater, so go Hokies. What if your child's roommate, your daughter, is assigned to a male roommate because they can no longer discriminate between the sexes, between male and female? It will be illegal to do so. just as we would never do that with blacks and whites. We would never separate blacks and whites. And under the new law, it would create that same distinction. We could no longer separate the sexes, male and female. Think about that. I'm a mom of 4 teenage kids, and I'm offended by that. And as a woman, I won't stand for it, and I'm outraged that they would bring back the Equal Rights Amendment and disguise it in today's terminology as something that's for women. As a woman, I am tired of being used by the left as a pawn, and I reject it, I won't accept it, and I defy it right now. Thank you.